Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a segment of creating awareness of what domestic abuse may look like. Now, last segment, we learned about the different characteristic styles of an abuser. We discussed the demand man, Mr. Right, and the water torturer. So this week we're going to learn about three new different character styles of an abuser. Keep in mind that an abuser may carry one or more of these traits and not in that specific style of abuse. So they don't have just one specific style of abuse, most abusers. They could carry different traits from each of these styles when they're in their abusive mode. Depending on the style of abuser that you may be encountering, you might see the traits of the demand man or Mr. Right or Mr. Sensitive or the water torturer. So this week's scripture is going to be from 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33, and this is from the NIV. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. If you didn't get a chance to see the first video that I made on these character styles of an abuser, please go back and check that video out, okay, guys? And make sure you like and share. And I would like to reiterate that I gathered this information from the book Why Does He Do That by Lundy Burcroft. So our first style of abuser this week is going to be Mr. Sensitive. Now, Mr. Sensitive is soft-spoken, gentle, and caring when he's not being abusive. Mr. Sensitive loves the language of feelings, openly sharing his insecurities, his fears, or emotional injuries. He openly hugs other men. He may speak about how men need to get in touch with their feminine side. Mr. Sensitive may attend a men's group or go on men's retreats. He may participate in extensive therapy or 12-step programs, and he reads all of the latest self-help books. So he speaks the language of popularity psychology or introspection. Mr. Sensitive's vocabulary is sprinkled with sharing that sounds like developing closeness. Let's work out our issues. I'm just facing up to hard things about myself. He presents himself to women as an ally and other sexual limitations. Mr. Sensitive seems like a dream come true to some women. He wraps himself in one of the most persuasive covers a man could have. As a victim, you may start to feel like something is wrong with you if you became chronically mistreated by him. If you complain about him to other people, they may look at you and say, "You're just spoiled. You have the new age man. What more could you want?" The dynamics of Mr. Sensitive. You seem to be hurting his feelings constantly, but you don't understand how, and he wants you to be focused on his emotions endlessly. If you're in a bad mood one day and say something unfair or insensitive, he will go on and on about it, expecting you to grovel as if you have treated him with profound cruelty. A sincere apology and taking accountability won't be enough for Mr. Sensitive. The twist here is this is exactly what an abuser accuses his partner of doing to them. When your feelings are hurt, He will insist on brushing it over quickly, and he might say, just let the feelings go through you. You don't have to hold on to it so much. It's all in the attitude you take from life. No one can hurt you unless you let them. He does this to substitute for genuine support for your feelings. If you're upset about something he did, none of these mantras apply to him. Over time, Mr. Sensitive will cast the blame on you for anything he is dissatisfied about in his own life. The burden of guilt keeps growing for you. He starts to develop a mean side that no one else sees and may even become threatening or intimidating. And although he may preach nonviolence, he can also become physically threatening. In an aggressive interaction with Mr. Sensitive, he will speak of his assault as anger, not abuse. He blames his physical assault on you on his emotional issues, saying he was so deeply wounded he had no other choice. Many people will dismiss the possibility that Mr. Sensitive could be an abuser. Mr. Sensitive is highly self-centered and demanding of emotional catering. He will erupt if he feels his partner did not sacrifice her own needs or interests to keep him content. Mr. Sensitive may start bullying you and insisting it's for your own good. He plays on how fragile he is to divert attention from the toxic destruction he leaves behind him. The central attitudes of Mr. Sensitive: I'm against the macho man, so I couldn't be abusive. As long as I use a lot of psychobabble, no one will ever believe I'm mistreating you. I can control you by analyzing how your mind and emotions work and what your issues are from your childhood. I can get inside of your head no matter if you want me there or not. Nothing is more important than my feelings. Women should be grateful to me for not being like those other guys. Our next character style is the drill sergeant. The drill sergeant takes controlling behavior to an extreme level, running his partner's life in every way he can. He criticizes her clothing, tells her whether or not she can go out, and he may interfere with her work schedule. The drill sergeant doesn't want you to be close to anyone, not your friends or family, no one. The drill sergeant may ruin your relationships with friends or family or forbid you to see them. He may listen to your phone calls or read your mail, email, or text messages. He may require the children to report back to him about you when he's away. The drill sergeant gives you an appointed time to be back at home at night. As a victim, you begin to feel like a little kid, living with a tyrannical father, with no more freedom as an 8-year-old. The drill sergeant is fanatically jealous, constantly accusing his partner of cheating on him or checking out other men, and he may toss crass and sexual terms during his tirades. Crass. in sexual terms during his tirades. He may make comments such as, "All women are whores." The emotional experience of the verbal attacks can leave his partner feeling violated, debased, and traumatized like a sexual assault. This style of abuser is more likely out having affairs himself. It isn't infidelity that he cares about, it's possession. Possession over you. The drill sergeant will eventually become physically violent, probably beginning with threats, then leading to physical violence. When you stand up to the drill sergeant or you try to assert your rights with him, the threats may escalate more violently until you are hurt or so terrified that you're afraid to leave. Getting away from the drill sergeant can be difficult because he monitors his partner's movements so closely. It is a challenge for her to get support because he isolates her from people she has had to rely on her own strength. She often feels like she doesn't have any strength left. From time to time, he is probably openly violent, making her question if she should leave him or would he try to kill her. If you are dating a drill sergeant, your situation can be very dangerous, and you will need courage and careful vigilance to carefully leave. But you can escape. Call a domestic violence hotline number and speak to them whenever you can, as often as you can. You may be tempted to have a secret affair, but don't. Cheating on him could be deadly if he catches you. Hold off on seeing other men until you have gotten yourself far away from him and safely away from him. The drill sergeant often has some psychological problem. Keep in mind, mental health issues do not cause abuse, but they can intensify a man who has violent tendencies. If he seems to become convinced of things that are obviously not true, or has trouble getting along with people in general, or maybe he was severely abused or neglected as a child, or shows other indicators of mental disorders, then you need to take greater caution. The central attitudes of the drill sergeant are: I need to control your every move and you will do it wrong. I know the exact way that everything should be done. You shouldn't have anything else or anyone else in your life besides me. I'm going to watch you like a hawk to keep you from developing strength or independency or independence. I love you more than anything, but you disgust me. Hey guys, so since the video was starting to run a little long with these 3 different character styles, I decided to drop it down to 2 character styles, and we'll pick up the other character styles later. So again, make sure you like me on all of my social medias. I hope this information is helping you. If you have any comments or opinions, or you'd like to hear other material, please make sure you leave it in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. If no one told you they love you today, I love you, and have a blessed day.